Woo!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Church on the
And you seem to be muted. You are muted.
I don't know what just happened.
Okay, now it works.
We're back. I'm still Barb. It's still Yoga with Church on the Square. And welcome. We were on a brief holiday sabbatical.
Barb, we lost one of your cameras.
Oh, which one?
Not the one in front of you, the other one.
I think it's back, so you just probably need to pin it again. It went off for a second.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Welcome to 2023. This is not an omen. This is not an omen. Don't read into it. It's gonna be fine. All of us are like, we have first 2023. So again, welcome you to Church on the Square. I am Barbara. We are glad that you are here in person or virtually. A few things we always begin with. First of all, we practice hybrid. So we have virtual and in-person community, and so we always like to introduce ourselves, say we are practicing from. We always have a theme, and so you'll answer a question related to the theme. I haven't thought of that question yet, but it'll come up. And sometimes I give you guys think time, but I haven't thought of it yet. I do know what the theme is, so we'll talk about that in a second. And the most important thing is that everything is invitational. I cannot see many of you, and so please do what is right for you and your bodies. I will make suggestions, but you listen to your own little voice and do what your body needs today. Last thing, we are accepting donations at $10 to $15. I will share that information. If you give it straight to me, then I just donate it to the church, just like full disclosure, like that's just what I do. But we are accepting donations, suggested $10 to $15. Virtual, we're still like, if you want it, hit me up. In person, they hit me up afterwards. So anyway, if you want to do that, that's just a way to make this space more sustainable. So we are inviting that. And having said that, the theme, you guys been cold, chilly lately? A little bit cold. Yeah, it was really cold. And so I thought that we needed to bring in some heat, which means for January, we're going to be in the third chakra, solar plexus, which is why we are doing solar yoga. So I don't know if you came for core, but you're going to leave with core, right? So, so let's say that the question today is, how do you feel about sit-ups? I hate them. I don't like core work. It makes me a little bit grumpy. So I often avoid it, both in life and in instructing yoga practice. I don't do it enough, I don't feel like. So this is not my area of strength. Now, I do love the third chakra because it's all about power and fire and heat. But when it comes to actually doing that feeling, it's not my favorite. So that's how I feel about core work and sit-ups. And I'm Barb and I'm practicing in Baltimore.
I'm Josh and I'm practicing in Baltimore. And I think sit-ups are, I always do just a few fewer than I think I will when I get started. But I always think that greater strength is just down the road. And I'm looking forward to getting it.
By the end of January. And then we're gonna pivot to Kairos. Come closer.
So I'm Kairos. I'm practicing in Baltimore as well. I don't love sit-ups. My trainer makes me do a lot of core stuff as part of my sessions with him, and I don't love it, but it's also effective in terms of managing my back pain. So yeah, not my favorite, still important to do.
Yeah. Chris, how do you feel about sit-ups?
This is Chris coming from Delaware, and I really don't have any feeling about sit-ups.
Your sit-up, your core neutral. I mean, that's better than core negative. So yeah. So Karis, thank you for bringing up like why core is actually like, we're not coring, or I am not coring with the idea of how does this look externally, but internally, the core is so important for back health, for hip stability. And so we are aiming at the core, not as some like, weird New Year's resolution thingy. We're just generating heat. We're going to be thinking about, I'll be reading about the solar plexus in the coming January classes. And so we'll be focusing a lot of our energy in that core space. So observe your reactions. Don't project your reactions onto the person that's inviting you into the strength there. And let's get started on our backs. So go ahead. Normally we like are in down dog or something like that, but we are going to start on our backs. We're going to engage the core immediately. So go ahead and I hear an echo. Is that me? Okay, all right. All right, roll on down to your back. Before we do anything, we're just going to come into our bodies. Beginning with some general body awareness. Maybe you want to do a quick body scan. Maybe start at your feet, scan up your legs, into your hips. Come through the solar plexus, the stomach area, that area above the belly button and below your sternum, and then coming up into the heart. Notice the shoulders and arms. Notice sensation in the throat, the jaw, the head. And then invite your attention back down into your solar plexus. As I mentioned, the solar plexus, the third chakra, is associated with the color yellow, with the element of fire. And the mantra, sorry, just to flip around so it's easy. The mantra of the third chakra is I will. I will. It is all about action, energy. And in January, as things continue to get colder, remembering that we can generate our own internal heat is really important. And as our maybe activity starts to go down a little bit, it can also be really helpful to at least focus on the core so that we're keeping our backs healthy and happy. So if you want to, you can envision a ball of fire there. You can envision a sun that's your own personal generator. Maybe on an inhale, you breathe into that space, imagining that with that oxygen, it gets brighter, warmer. And as you exhale, maybe you imagine releasing some of that heat into the world. Do that again a few more times. Inhaling, feeding and oxygenating that space of power in your body. And as you exhale, thinking of that exhale as the rays of light into the world, creating this ball of energy right at your center. Let's take control of the breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's even out the breath. So we're going to inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. In, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. In. X. In. X. In. X. Release control of the breath. And now let's press our spine down into the ground. So this may require a slight tilt of the pelvis. Try to see if you can get all of your vertebra down to the ground. And then invite the belly button towards the spine. So engage the core, inviting the belly button towards the spine. I'm going to invite your attention down to your root chakra too. So the muscle, there's no really better way to say this, the muscle that keeps you from going to the bathroom, right at the base of your hips. You're going to engage that too, if that's comfortable for you. So you've got engaged both your lock that's right at the belly button and then your root chakra as well. So this engagement tightens the core. And then as you breathe in with this engagement, you'll notice that it pushes the air actually into the chest. So try that. Keep those muscles engaged and inhale, but this time notice the inflation of the chest. So those are called our energetic locks in yoga practice, and it's a way of channeling our energy up into those upper chakras. And when you can, if you can, remember to engage those throughout our practice. Instead of doing our traditional cat-cow from table position, we're going to do it right here. So take your arms, put them over your heads. You can grasp opposite elbows here, noticing a little bit of some shoulder opening that's maybe happening. If that's not comfortable for you and you need to do something else with your arms, that's okay. But do something that will bring your arms over your head. On an inhale, you're going to arch your back, much like you would with cow, right? So your hips will kind of slide towards your shoulders, arching the back here. And as you exhale, you'll press the spine down to the ground and lift the hips up in a bridge. Inhale, lower, arching. Exhale, press it down, cat. So it's like a cat-cow, but it's like the cat and the cow are laying on their backs instead. So continue to move through that, inhaling for your upside down cow, exhaling for your upside down cat, pressing up the hips into bridge. And remember to engage those energetic locks. Two more. Waking up the spine. And then let the hips come to the ground. Again, notice the spine. If the spine has sort of like popped up in an arch, invite all the vertebrae back down. Engage your core. And then bend your knees 90 degrees and lift them off the ground. So your thighs are perpendicular to the ground and your shins are parallel to the ground. Press your hands into the top of your thighs. We're going to create some resistance here. So check out your vertebra first. If they've popped off the ground, again, invite them down. And then begin to press into the tops of your thighs. Pressing into the tops of the thighs, resisting that. So you want to keep your back on the ground, resisting, hands pressed into the thighs, noticing some shaking maybe starting to happen here. As it engages, keep the locks engaged. 3, 2, 1. Release. We're going to do that one more time. So once again, legs at 90 degrees, hands press into the tops of the thighs. Begin to press in, resisting. Knowing that you're generating energy there at your center, holding for 3, 2, 1. This time, instead of lowering the legs, go ahead and squeeze them in. So squeeze them in. If you want to rock side to side a little bit, just for a lower back stretch, do that. And then keep the right leg in, but extend the left leg. So squeeze that right leg in, extend the left leg, and let the hands go to a T, palms facing down. So on an inhale, you're gonna open that right leg towards the right hand. And on an exhale, you're gonna cross it over the body toward the left hand. So inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. If you want to, when you come to the right, you can extend the leg for a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstring and the inner thigh. And you can do the same on the other side, but do it slowly. Lots of different muscles there in the hips. We're gonna start to awaken. Inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. So as we do core work, we're also going to be doing twisting, right? Because we're going to create some strength in that area, but we're also going to try to create more stretch in that same area. Once you come back to the center, stay there with the leg bent, interlace the fingers, put them on top of your shin, give it a nice little squeeze there, and then press the knee forward. So the shoulders are going to come off the ground, a little bit of a shoulder stretch here. Stretching the shoulders, and then stay in this shape, but release the shin. Engage the core, hands, palms facing up. You can keep the left leg down, or you can cover that left leg. So core is engaged here. Remember those energetic locks. Holding for 3, 2, 1, big stretch. All right. Give your legs another squeeze in. And then this time, hold on to the left side, let the right come down. Release the hands into your T. On your inhale this time, you're gonna let the knee come out to the left. And on the exhale, you're gonna twist it over to the right. So again, you have the option here to keep the leg bent, or you can extend the leg. Don't presume that just because you did it on one side, it's gonna feel the same on the other side. Typically not how our bodies work. Inhale, open, exhale, twist. Let's do one more time on each side. And then coming back into the center, once again, interlace the fingers on your left shin this time, and then press the knee and the shin forward, shoulders pop off of the back, off of the ground. Give yourself a nice stretch here, and then engage the core and release the shin, holding here. Maybe the leg is down, maybe you're covering the leg. 3, 2, 1, big stretch. Nice work. Starting with core, bold move, Barb. Oh, no. All right. So we're going to do some rocking back and forth. All right. So the core is both the front and the back. Sometimes we think about the core only being our abs, but also the back of our body, right? And so paying a lot of attention to that kind of mid-back area, that lower back too. And we're going to get enough momentum and eventually we're going to stand up on the top of our mat. Ooh, yes. 19. All right. Top of the mat. Top of the mat together. All right. Sorry, I don't know why. All right. Looking down, take a peek at your toes, slight bend in the knees so you're not locking out the joints. Roll those shoulders back and down. On your inhale, press the hands together with the palms straight up on either side of your ears. Exhale, we're going to twist. Left hand comes forward, right hand comes back. Stay, notice your hips, look down at them, and if one of them kind of like cheated back, bring them back into alignment. So this twist is coming from our back and our shoulders, not from our hips. Holding here, just a moment. Inhale. On your exhale, hands come together. Inhale the hands back up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Right hand goes forward, left hand goes back. Notice your hips. Remember that slight bend in the knees. Inhale the hands together and up. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back this first time. In this plank, maybe you want to rock forward and back on your toes just to open through the soles of the feet, back of the legs. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, down dog. First down dog. Pedal out the feet. Shake out the head, nod the head. If you can distribute the weight in your hands a little bit, just notice where that weight naturally falls, and see if you can distribute it to more of the joints, maybe up into the fingers, pads of the fingers, making sure your feet's there. And then notice where your shoulders are. If they're up by your ears, is there anything you can do to draw the shoulder blades together and invite the shoulders down a little bit? We're only going to do 3 traditional sun A's here. So let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to travel to the top of the mat. Step, hop, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Press those hands together. Exhale, straight out in front of you. Inhale, peel for the front space. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, peel for the left part of space. And together. Inhale, arms straight up. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. If you want to flow through your chaturanga, inhale, shift forward, lowering no more than halfway. Upward dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Downward dog. 2 more times through. You can hold in plank, knee and down dog, or you can put in your chaturanga. I'll do the chaturanga this time. Inhale, forward. Exhale to travel. Hop or jump, toes together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hand comes into the center. Inhale, peel for the heart space. Exhale together. Inhale, opposite side. And together. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step, hop, or jump. Lowering to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Shine that heart forward. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes. Hips back. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to travel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower the hands in front of you. Inhale, heel, right hand back. Exhale together. Inhale, left hand. And together. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Take it down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Lowering halfway. Inhale, upward dog. Flip the toes. Shine the heart. Exhale, down dog. Reach the core, hips back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to travel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for chair. Toes are together, slight gap in the heels, sink the hips back. Legs pressing together. And inhale the hands, I'm cueing here, hands are pressed together. But if you've got like shoulder issues and you need to modify that, please feel free to do that. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we will lower the blade of our hands to the outside of our right thigh. And inhale, peel the right hand up to the heart space for the twist. Breathing here. Gaze can be down at the feet or up at the hands. Noticing the engagement of the core. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, hands to center. Exhale, other side. Right hand to outside of left. Inhale, peel the left hand up. Exhale to stay. Breathing deeply here. Engage the core. Inhale. Exhale, hands together. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold. Take it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step, hop, or jump it back. If you want to flow it through, or if you just want to hold in plank and then meet us in down dog, your choice. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale to stay and take any movements you need to here. That might include bending the leg, windshield wipering the foot, making circle with the knee or the ankle, and then extending the leg parallel to the ground. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, invite the right knee towards the right elbow and hold. We're gonna do what I call TikToks. Yeah, so I'll take that noise as a hell yeah. All right, so we're gonna invite the knee over to the left and then back to the right and then over to the left and then back to the right and then over to the left, and we're gonna extend the leg for fallen star. So the leg extends, and if you want, you can peel that left hand forward for fallen star. Oh, it's like almost a relief, like to be in this weird shape after doing TikToks. If this is too much and you're like, my shoulder though, just put your hips down. Oh my God, and it's like you just sitting here in like a Tada pose. So if you're like, I just need a little break, there's your break for you. You do it every time. All right, if you are still Tadaing in star, press the hand down and invite the leg back. And then step it behind the right wrist. Awkward, Barb. No, it's okay. All right, on our next inhale, what are we doing? Oh yeah, I know what we're doing. Inhale, sweep the arms up into our low lunge. It's the first time of the month. So I was like, I had this in my head before. Press the hands together. On the exhale, let the left hand come to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, peel the right hand up for the twist. Yeah. On your exhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Maybe it's just right here. Maybe you want to invite that elbow down to the knee. Your choice. Breathing here in this awkward twist. And then on an inhale, we're going to cartwheel our arms around into warrior two. Exhale to sleep. Woo, yeah. So we're just having warrior two. Your feet go to arch. Shoulders are stacked over your hips. Gazing over your front middle finger, thinking about what you want to do with that middle finger in the general direction of Barbara, because we do lots of TikToks and work on the core. Take it one more inch. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands, flow it through. However that looks for you. Maybe it's just plank for down dog. Maybe it's a chaturanga. Let's do that again on the other side. That was so fun. All right, inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale to pause. Take some movements here. Rolling out the ankle, rolling out the hip. And then as you are ready, extend the leg parallel to the ground. Inhale the left elbow to the left, no, left knee to left elbow. And then invite it to the right side. And then back to the left. And then to the right. And then back to the left. And this time to the right, we extend, fallen star, peel that right hand up to the sky. And again, remember, I'm tired. I just want to sit down for a second. That's okay. It's waiting right here for you. You can take a drink of water if it's right there. But if anything's hurting, wrists, anything, that's your break. Take an inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down and right that left leg back in, and then step behind the left wrist. Inhale, swooping the arms up. Exhale, hands together. Right hand comes, blades of your hands come to the outside of the left leg this time. Inhale to peel the left hand up to the side. Exhale, hands of prayer. So again, you can have your hands at your sternum. If you want more of a twist, the elbow can come to the knee. On your next inhale, cartwheel the hands into warrior two. Exhale to sink. Heel to heel and heel to lower to run on this side. Find your hips, stack your shoulders. Gaze over your middle finger. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, flow it through. Up dog and down dog, or hold. Up to you. All right, we're going to do that one breath per movement. At least 2 times through, but remember there are alternatives you can do. This is putting pressure on something that needs to, you need to adapt or adjust, please do so. Let's inhale, look forward. Exhale to travel to the top of the mat, step, hop, and jump. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, chair, sink the hips, press the hands together, arms come up. Exhale, left hands to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to peel the hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands together. Inhale to center. Exhale, right side or left side. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, hands together. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, hop, jump, flow or hold, meeting in down dog. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, elbow to, no, knee to elbow. I'll do that again. Tick-tock to the left on an inhale, to the right, to the left, and the right. To the left, extend the leg, falling star, peel the left hand up, big inhale. Exhale, left hand down, invite the right leg back to the center, and then step it forward. Inhale, lunge, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, peel the right hand up to the sky. Exhale, hands together. You can put hands at prayer on your inhale. Exhale to stay. Inhale, cartwheel the hands. Warrior two. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to cartwheel. Flow it through. Up dog, down dog, or hold in plank. Inhale, three-legged dog on the opposite side, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, tick-tock. Exhale, back. Inhale, cross, and back. Inhale, across. Exhale, extend. Inhale, peel it up. Exhale, pin it down. Right it back. Step it forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, right hand comes the outside of the left. Inhale, peel it up through the heart space. Exhale to clarity. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, cartwheel the hands, warrior two. Exhale to sink. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel and flow. All right. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to travel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, chair. Exhale, blades of the hands to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, peel it up. Exhale it down. Inhale to center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back and flow. Moving and down, dog. Three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale across and back. Across and back. Across, extend. Balance star, peel the left hand up. Exhale the left hand down. Bite that leg in, step it forward. Inhale, press it down, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands together and twist. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale to prayer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, warrior two, partner. Exhale to stay. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to flow. Yeah, I told you we generate that heat. Last time, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to cross. Exhale it back. Cross and back. Cross, extend, fallen star. Right hand back down. With the left leg in, step it forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, plant the hands and twist. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, prayer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, flow. Leading and down dog. Okay, don't be scared now. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale it across, and then let the hip come down. Yes, yeah. Okay, so this is a big stretch in your glute. You can adjust how much, and you can opt for pigeon instead if you want, right? So
What are we
right
doing? It's not
now,
pigeon?
what's that? It's not a pigeon, right? Because it's closed. Our hip is closed instead of open.
Oh, okay.
This stretch goes to the inside of our thigh. Here, we're gonna be more in our glute and our back. So you decide if it's like, not feeling this is not what I need. Well, we're gonna do the same thing where we would come down on our forearm. So you decide what you need here, okay? And if you don't want either of those things, you're like, no, I'm just gonna, then you can bend your back leg and you're in deer. So you can be deer here. And then you could do like a more gentle fold over here, okay? So choices here. Inhale, exhale, you can walk the hands forward if you can make it down onto the forearms. Stretching here. So this gets us more into the back rather than opening through the hip. You wanna hang your head, shake the head, nod the head. You can stack your fists actually and let your forehead rest on your fists. Breathing here. Feeling the heat you generated. Saying to yourself, surely we've done as much core as we're going to do, right? Or is this a brief reprieve? As you are ready, plant your hands back on the ground beneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes, engage your core, lift the right leg up and kick it back. And down. Opposite side, inhale the left leg. Exhale, knee to elbow and cross and let the hip come down on this side. Make your choices here, right? So maybe it's a pigeon that you want, maybe you're gonna get some stretch by coming into deer. And you can still be over your leg like this. Maybe you like the extension. Decide what it's gonna be for you. And then again, if you're there, walking your forearms down, maybe again, stacking your fists and letting the forehead come down. As you are ready, plant those hands on the ground beneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes, engage the core, lift the leg, kick it back into three-legged dog, and lower it down. Shift forward into plank. Great, Barb. Option here for two different versions of side plank. If you're feeling a lot in your wrists right now, right? Instead of being on your wrist still, you can come down onto your forearm and do just like a slightly lower plank. So you're still building the strength on the side, but you're taking the pressure out of your wrist. Okay, so from here, you can dip that left hip down or whatever hip side you're on. If you're on the opposite side, it doesn't matter. So dipping it down, raising it back up, dip it down, raise it up, down, and up. And now let's switch. Let's let the right forearm come down and shift over to the other side. Hip down, up, down, and up, down, and up. I think I'm gonna do it once more on each side. So again, on the forearm, switch to the other side. Hip down, up, down, up, down, and up, switching. Hip down, up, down, up, down, and up to the forearms, and then just let the belly come down. Slide the forearms forward, and we're in crocodile. Forehead to your forearms. Let the legs go wide. Bend the legs if you want to. You can windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And we'll just do a little back strengthening. So preparing for locust, zip your legs together, let the forehead come down to the ground, let your hands come into sort of an upside down V with the palms facing down. On an inhale, lift the chest and the shoulders up and the hands up. Exhale, you can keep the feet planted or you can lift the toes. Breathing here, building strength in the back. Pinkies are energetically reaching towards each other across your back. Gaze is at the top of your mat, holding for 3, releasing one ear down, 2, and 1. Release your left ear down to the ground. Let's do that one more time. Zip the legs together, forehead to center. Inhale, lift your shoulders and your hands up. Exhale, you can stay or lift the toes up, zipping them together. Breathing here. Gaze is at the top of the mat. Shoulders, shoulder blades are moving towards each other. Pinkies are moving towards each other. 3, right ear down, 2, and 1, right ear down. Hoo-wee. As you're ready, go ahead and flip back onto your back, the place that we started from, though we are much sweatier now. Knock your knees in, toe heel your feet a little wider. Give yourself a respite here for a moment. Check in with your solar plexus. What is different now than before? What do you notice there? And then as you are ready, like I'm not ready, if you are ready, you just like lay here for the rest of the time. No one's gonna say anything. Otherwise, just one more or two more fun things here at the end. Checking the time. Oh, we're good. Okay. So let your hands be palm faced up. Invite your shoulders off the ground. And it's tucked towards your sternum. Make sure that your vertebrae are pressed down and your navel's moving towards your spine. Engage those lats again. And then invite the left pinky towards the left heel. And then the right pinky towards the right heel. And then alternate between them. Reaching towards your heels. Getting into that side body. Maybe you can brush against your ankles. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out. Let's do that again. Lower the hands, palms facing up. Engage the core, lift the shoulders, and crunching your side body towards the heels. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Let the hands come to the hips. I like to take them palms face down and tuck them right under the hips. Stabilize them. Legs up the wall. Lift your legs up. Look at your toes. Maybe mentally tell them how much you appreciate them for carrying you around all day. Maybe rotate your ankles a little bit. And then let's invite the legs down to 60 degrees. And then let's lower them to 30. And then 1 inch. And then 30. And then 60. 60. 30, 1 inch, 30, 60, 90, 60, 30, 1 inch. Stay here, look down at your toes, and we're gonna scissor kick. Scissor kick, back and forth, back and forth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Oh, yeah. All right. Any last movements that you need to take? Maybe that's a twist. You know, we did our twist at the beginning, but maybe you like them at the end. Maybe you want to squeeze those legs in one more time. Maybe you want to go for a happy baby. If there's any final movements that you need at the end of your practice, offer those to yourself now. And then as you are ready, Shavasana, your version. So maybe that's legs extended, arms wide. Maybe that doesn't really feel good in your lower back. So you just want to knock your knees together, let your feet go wide. Release control of the breath, let the eyes close. Maybe you let your attention rest back on that third chakra. Maybe it's helpful to you to once again visualize that yellow ball of light there. Maybe it's more helpful for you just to feel the sensations that you've generated in your solar plexus. It can be helpful to give our attention a place to rest.
One of my teachers once said, after I was saying, I really don't like fill in the blank, she was like, that probably means you need it.
Hmm.
It's not always true, but sometimes there's something we need to cultivate in a space of ourselves, but it feels really discomforting to do it. It's so easy to avoid it. So as we spend January generating our own internal heat in our third chakra, I'd invite you to meditate on that inner heat, even amidst the cold. As you are ready, bring a little bit of movement to your body, wiggling the toes and the fingers. Maybe you want to give yourself a stretch. And when you are ready, roll to your side into fetal posture, curving your body around that energy that you generated, like you're spooning the sun. Thinking about how you can protect that energy, hold on to it, not letting it leach away, using it to fuel whatever it is that you need to use it for, taking it into the rest of your week. So continuing to visualize that energy there at your center, pressing up into a comfortable seat. Let's place our hands on our solar plexus, warming our hands on the sun. And we will end our practice as we do with a blessing from this tradition. We will say to ourselves and to each other, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be free from harm, and may you know peace. If you'd like, you can bow to sealing the practice.
Thanks, Barb.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, Kairos. Thank you, Josh. We felt like we didn't do enough work. There's more waiting for you every Wednesday in January. We will see you then. Everyone take care.
Okay, see you next week.
Bye.
Hi. I was here on Zoom.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm tired.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
about the same. I think that's a fair answer.
So Jim's not gonna be here for all of January.
Oh, wow.
We sort of made him take paternity leave. I mean, he deserves it.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful.
And Lindsay's going back to work, but so he's home all day, all the time.
Wow,
with the
wow.
baby.
Yeah, that's difficult for sure. How's his house?
Oh, that drama is going on.
Oh no.
It goes on and on. It's not a
That's
nice thing,
no, it doesn't sound very good. Not
but
at all.
they've got a place to sleep and they're safe and they're dry and
Yeah, yeah.
it's crowded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Henley told me that she's doing like the reading tonight or something.
I don't know who's doing what.
Okay.
I was just really here to start the meeting. If you guys want me to sit in the background, I'll be glad to. Because I also sit in the background at yoga,
Oh.
but I've got other work that I'm doing.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you, Vaughn?
I'm tired, but I'll make it.
Are you staying with us for meditation or are you headed out?
Well, I'm going to lurk in the background. How's that?
Perfect.
I mean, I'll just be here if you guys need anything.
Okay. Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, thank you for keep coming. I mean, that's great.
Oh yeah. I'm glad that Maddie, I don't know if Vaughn told you, Jim is taking paternity leave this month.
Yeah, it sounds like it was forced.
Good, I'm glad.
You know, being a pastor or being a priest,
Yeah.
it brings him joy.
Mhm.
So this is really hard for him.
Yeah.
But we're not texting him. I mean, I'll respond when he texts me. But I'm not. We're not reaching out to him.
Good.
So he did join our Spanish class the other night, and but he didn't say a word. He just added muted, and he was always out of the picture with the baby and back and forth. And
He was there, he was there doing his due diligence in learning Spanish. He was there as a student, not as a leader.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to my work.
Okay. It's good to see you. Hi. Chase is coming at some point, he told me.
Ooh.
I don't know who else will be here. So it might just be the three of us.
I almost didn't make it because Mike just got back, but I'm here.
How was the game?
It got real intense.
Uh-oh. Who's there a fight?
There was some body slamming and there were a lot of fouls. There was an argument between coaches. Yeah. So I'm bringing that energy into this.
Your haircut looks really nice.
Well, thanks. I just got it done today.
I got my haircut day too, but I just got like a wash cut. But that's so fun.
Your hair does look really nice.
Thank you. It's really just because somebody else washed it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I got it done so that when you come here, you can do my headshots.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh. Well, oh, there's Chase. You've never actually met Chase, have you?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Really, it's just my friends. This meditation group is just my friends. Hi, Chase. This is Maddie. Maddie.
What's
Jake.
up, Maddie?
Hey, how are you?
I've heard many a good thing about you. So
Likewise. It's good to
Yeah.
meet you.
good to finally meet you.
So I guess we'll wait like another 5 minutes, see if anybody comes. And then we can decide what we want to do. I don't know. I feel like it still might be nice to sit.
Yeah, we could do an abbreviated one. See who shows up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting set here.
How you feeling, bud?
Feel like shit. But
Yeah.
I had Maddie, I had back-to-back gallbladder attacks last week. So
Oh my God.
yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. But I'm eating again, which is good. So
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Always a good thing.
so
Unless it tries to kill you.
mostly like soup and fruit and like really lean meats. I had one 4 years ago, so like I know what to do. It's more about
Yeah.
like how did we get here, right? Like how did we get here again?
Mm,
um
that's off.
yeah.
Was it
So
a stress thing? do you
so
think?
what?
Was it a stress thing, do you think?
Uh
Or who can say?
I think some stress played into it. I don't think it was the sole cause. In hindsight, I was eating a lot of saturated fat by like a normal person's standards. And that's legitimately that causes gallbladder inflammation. So, but yeah, I don't know. So, but it happened while I was in a car, which was like the worst part. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
You were driving?
No, Dad was driving, fortunately.
Good.
So I'm supposed to be in Kiowa, South Carolina right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I was supposed to go house and dog sit on behalf of my sister's soon-to-be in-laws.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I was one of 17,000 people that did not get on a Southwest plane in and around Christmas. So yeah. So that's where the journey started, and that's what landed me in a car to drive to Charlotte to meet them, to get their dogs, to then drive to Kiowa, to then drop off said dogs, and then drive back up to Salisbury, and to spend like 3 days. So
I'm glad you're okay.
my intentions for 2023 are health and well-being and health and being healthy and well-being.
I feel like those are always your intentions, though.
I got wayward. What can I say? So,
Hi,
but yeah.
Dana.
Hello, Dana.
Hi, friends. I was also one of the Southwest Airlines. I was 3 of the cancellations of the
Oh wow.
20,000, or did you say 18,000? It was absolutely bonkers.
Did you get your 25,000 free miles?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't done that yet. I need to do that.
Yeah. I jumped on that, and but I also was I was grateful for them, but there were 3 canceled flights on my end. So I was like, ooh, does that mean 75,000?
75?
I'm greedy.
Oh.
Ugh. But it was interesting because of divine timing. When the notifications went off from Southwest, I just happened to have my phone on, and sometimes I don't. Like tonight, I disconnect sometimes, and was able to hop on and just follow my intuition with some of the flights, and booked a second one just in case preemptively, and then it ends up getting canceled. So I was going out to see my brother in Napa Valley, and thankfully in the Bay Area there's multiple airports. So there's Oakland, San Francisco, Sacramento. So I just but yeah, I got back to Baltimore 4 days after anticipated. So that was an adjustment in expectations.
Did you end up flying back on Southwest, or was it American?
Yeah, I flew back on Southwest, and there were no direct flights, but I booked a plane where I didn't get off the plane from California to Baltimore. Just so I was like, if I get a seat, that I'm staying in. But it's funny because the last time I flew before this, I was going to Canada. My bag got frozen on the airplane. That was another adventure. I was like, what? Canada's that cold where they can't get the bags out?
Oh, like literally frozen.
Literally frozen.
Yeah,
I was like stuck.
Wow.
like ice cubes. Like literally frozen. Yeah.
I mean, what did that ticket look like on the to customer service when you contacted them? And
Hey, my carry-on, my only bag is frozen inside of the airplane. Welcome to Canada.
like, does the flight crew at that point just use that onboard hair dryer and just like melt it down? You know,
The hot water kettle, like.
they're just like pouring it on. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody else is coming tonight, which is fine and good and fair. Do you guys want to do check-in? I can read. I don't have like whatever. Meditation, and I have a guided meditation, a body scan pulled up that I can read, that I'm happy to read. So we can truncate it a little bit. You want to do check-in, no read, meditation? I can still read if you want. We can do full length. Up to you guys. Or, if you have a suggestion, anything else.
For our check-in, I liked what Chase shared for his intention this year as well-being. So I like to do that as like part of our check-in, is like, what is your word or intention or declaration?
All right, well then go ahead, Nana.
Okay. So my affirmation or declaration is radiance. And right now, 2022 was a year of rupture. And so for me, it's like not only going from rupture to radiance, but like, what does that middle stage look like of like messy middle? Glennon Doyle had a podcast about this recently of like, we oftentimes in our society share the thing after it's already done, or after we've already been through the hard thing, or after it like is the polished version of itself to share with the world, and we don't necessarily share the messy middle part. And so right now for me, the theme that also has come up for me in this new year is this idea of cultivate, of like the rich earth, like making sure like the foundation and soil is fertile and ready with which to plant the seeds that like break through and bust through their shells so messily to sprout into being. And I'm really excited for 2023. It's the year I'm going to finish my first book. So like it's happening and there's a deadline, and like I'm thinking about the timeline of this and creating something like this, and also envisioning and imagining myself holding it for the first time. So it's due in 2023. I'll get to hold it in 2024, but I'm really grateful for showing up for myself since the last time I checked in over the winter break. Every morning I started my day with a guided meditation, and it made a hell of a difference with my family. Like for me, like it was really a great way for me to ground myself in this ritual and in this practice. And so like I know that it takes a different form when I'm doing it solo and on my own outside of the group setting, but I just made me really grateful for the group and community that this has been, and grounding in a structure and a scaffold for the skeletons of my life and framework that I'm building on. So like, as I create this book, I'm realizing like, okay, like this is the cultivating of those scaffolds and grounding rituals that I can build upon, that like ways I show up for myself consistently, and that I'm able to do that. And here's evidence of it, and using that for my brain to plant evidence of, okay, like I can show up for myself in writing this book and creating a little bit consistently. So yeah, radiance is my intention for 2023.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's so fucking cool. Is it a happy teacher thing?
So it's nonfiction guidebook for educators about why supporting their well-being and mental health is a best practice for students. And so there's like 3 main segments. So it's like the relationship and cultivating well-being within yourself. The next piece is the interpersonal dynamics, or like you and students, or teachers and principals, or teachers and stakeholders, or parents. And then finally is the systemic change piece. And so, yeah, so I'm working on this, and I'm really excited to highlight a diverse set of teacher voices, and for this to be something helpful for teachers, and just well-being of adult humans, or really all humans in general. So yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm like, oh my God. Like this, I'm really excited about it, but yeah, it feels like daunting and overwhelming. But I know that yeah, like I have a support system in place, and hopefully that, yeah, it's a helpful book for teachers. Yeah.
It's coming at a really salient time, I would think, too, post-pandemic. And I'm sure the pandemic is what might have driven you to write some of the book. My older sister did T of A, and she burned out. She was in a rural county in Kentucky, one of the poorest in the nation, and she was teacher, guardian, older sister, social worker, pharmacist, in the wearing all those hats just fried her. So that's really awesome that you're doing that.
Chase, do you want to expand on your New Year's thoughts?
Yeah. So I mean, the intention is health, and it's weird because, like, subconsciously, even before my episode last week, like I knew it was coming, if that makes sense. Hey Laura. It was in the ether in my mind. Like I was going into this year kind of knowing, like, okay, I need to like actually focus on my health and not continue to put band-aids on what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like, so a bit of backstory. I have a long history of chronic immune illness, autoimmune, ME, CFS, long COVID, post Lyme, whatever you want to call it, right? I have found that like post viral or bacterial illness is basically the same, right? It all manifests in some sort of disruption of the nervous system, chronic inflammation, food sensitivities, all that jazz, right? So whether you have Lyme, whether it's long COVID, whether it's EBV, it's all the same thing. And I've been dealing with that for about 12 years. So in the kind of saga that's been my health, I've had periods where it's like I've plateaued, and then I like spike and like have a lot of improvement, or I spike down and kind of step back. So I think over the past few years, I've really just been putting band-aids on stuff. It's like, okay, how can I figure out enough to be functional, right? So it's like, how can I go to my job, go to the gym, see my friends, all that kind of stuff. But now I'm in a position where it's like I'm tired of putting on band-aids, and like I want to fix the wound, like the original wound. So that's kind of like broadening the net of testing and getting more diagnostic and more. There's a lot more experimenting. Like last week, I went off all my supplements, all my pills, because it's like I got to start over and figure out like what actually works and what doesn't, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's my intention for the new year. I'm going to be both the scientist and the science experiment, if you will, and it's fun to wear both of those hats as the same person. But I got to start figuring stuff out, because I can't just keep like maintaining and then slumping and then maintaining and slumping, and so I actually have a lot of hope, which is cool. I haven't had that for a while with my health. It's always just been a like, I'm going to learn to live with this, but now it's more of a like, how am I going to learn to live with this and thrive and not just survive?
That's awesome, Chase. I'm really excited for you. Maddie, what are your New Year's intentions?
I don't know. I've thought about it a lot. It seems like it doesn't feel like any one word is like really like settling or clicking the way that I would want it to. I felt like I kind of like tiptoed into this year. I think between 2020 and 2021 and even kind of 2022, like, you know, the world was just crazy. And so I was just like, okay, it's just going to be more chaos. And so we're just going to go very slowly into this and it's fine. But, you know, I'm trying to like not be as negative about that as that kind of sounds like. It's more of just like, okay, like I'm just kind of embracing like this change and this like going on of things. And I think I'm really just trying to focus on like persistence and resilience and courage, because I'm starting something new and it's very scary. And when I get scared, I have a tendency to just avoid things and avoid and avoid and avoid. And I am trying very hard not to do that. So persistence, courage, resilience, one of those, all of those.
A soup of them.
A soup. I have a soup.
Laura, just so you know, I don't know if you remember, Jim is taking paternity leave. So we've got a hodgepodge meditation of sorts. But our check-in today is what are our intentions for the new year, or how are we, and if you don't have like a full intention, just like how are you feeling about it in this moment?
Yeah, thanks for, I was wondering who was organizing. I wasn't sure. Is Vaughn really Vaughn or is it Abby?
Vaughn is really Vaughn. He's just
Okay. Hi,
doing
Vaughn.
work in the background. he's making sure we're okay.
Hi, Maddie. I don't remember if we've met before.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one more time. But so let's see. I haven't really made like, okay, I'm gonna start this year fresh doing X, Y, or Z. I mean, maybe a little bit with like some dietary stuff. It's just sort of kind of worked out that way after holidays. But it's kind of feels like kind of a change, like a shifting of gears is already afoot, and there's not really like me saying, okay, I have to think this one out. It's like last year was such a like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a first gear to second gear or second gear. Sorry for the metaphor. We don't drive stick, but like it was just sort of like the wheels were turning and things were like coming. I was kind of coming to some really new places. I'm pretty sure there's more revelations coming in terms of like personal development. And the one word that comes to mind is sort of like, oh, I think I have a taste now of what like they mean by consciousness. And I want to keep going towards that. That's like, how do I put this? Like, there's all these things that like blind spots that I'm becoming really aware of. And I realize how much they've been holding me back. So I guess if you want to say like my intention is to just continue towards consciousness, because that's like, what else is there? But to be fully in this life that we're given. So practically, I think there'll be a bit like, I think there'll be more, I already feel it. It's like there's already this more like intentionality to have more meditative elements in every day, even in like throughout the day. So I don't know, it feels really abstract right now because this is the first time I kind of thought about it concretely, but I'll also say this one other thing that a friend shared to me, which was I want to cultivate more social networks, or whatever you want to call it, like intentional community around people that pour into me and who I pour into. Yeah. And this group of people does that for me. So you will be seeing me continually I will continue to be here because you do that for me. And I hope I can do that for you as well. Thank you for that.
It's weird. I know exactly what you mean, because it is weird to think that like we're living our lives and we're not conscious, but there is a difference, right? Like there is a
Yeah.
a difference. And you don't notice it until it happens and you're like, oh shoot, I don't know what happened to the last like 6 hours of my day. But yeah, so that is kind of mine as well, in that last year I like blew up my life. And I like keep thinking I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that like this time last year I was routinely vomiting because of stress and very unhappy where I was and feeling like I couldn't really do the work that I wanted to be doing and just really stuck. And those feelings are still like shadows of those feelings are still really there. Like I still feel like, what the hell am I doing with my life? And the imposter syndrome of, you know, my work and all of that. Like and you know, I should have spent the last 6 months doing more to prepare myself for the next step, because like I'm about to be done in Pennsylvania and move down to Berlin, and I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm moving, but I don't know what I'm doing. And it's gonna be fine. I like feel that it's gonna be fine. But I keep catching myself putting a lot of guilt on myself for not have been doing more. When in fact I did a lot. I did a lot of deconstruct, like a lot of tearing down things. And so I think that my intentions for the new year, or for this section of my life, is to show up for myself without guilt. In that, like, I still need to do the work, and there's a lot of work ahead of me, and I know that. But the talking myself out of doing that work and guilting myself for the amount that I've done or didn't do, I'm done. I'm done with that. Because like it hasn't served me. It's just kind of kept me in a survival mode of sorts, which propelled me in some regards, but it's outlived its life. So yeah, that's where I am. All right, so we do have a reading, and I am going to read a little bit of it. Oh, 1 second, to borrow the book again. It's a continuation of what we have, the book we have been reading. The Wise Heart. And these sections are pretty long. I don't think I'm gonna read as much as Jim usually does. But what I'll do is I'll read probably about a third of this section when it comes to a natural stopping point. And then I have a guided meditation that's basically just a body scan. And I'll read that to you guys. And then I will do that for a little while, and I'll bring us back with like 5 to 10 minutes to spare, and we can check in again at the end of it, if that's cool with you guys. Everybody good? All right. Buddhist personality types. My mother, who has several children, can attest to the distinct individual styles of each child, evident from the day of their birth. I am a fraternal twin with my brother. I am a fraternal twin, but my brother and I are quite different. Growing up, he was the more outgoing social type, bigger and more adventurous. He played football and took the lead in the school plays, while I played oboe in the orchestra. I was a skinny nerd, more intellectual and insecure. When we turned 60, my mother remarked, "Now I know what's alike about them. They're both losing their hair." When people first begin to be mindful of their personality, they are frequently dissatisfied by what they find. They often want to become like someone else. In Buddhist communities, students may try to overcome their dissatisfaction by unconsciously imitating the manner and personality of their teachers. I have seen followers of one famous Lama eat the same kinds of noodles, take the same hand gestures, and speak with a Tibetan accent. Students of a Western Zen teacher I know, dressed in similar hats and shoes, and have become obsessed with their favorite TV game show. When we are looking for ways to deal with our own confusion, anger, and fear, we try imitation. We hope to get rid of our own personality and become more like the Dalai Lama or some other admired person. Ajahn Chah, excuse me for that not maybe being correct, noticed this pervasive self-dissatisfaction when he helped lead a retreat at the Insight Meditation Society in Barre, Massachusetts in 1979. He was struck by how hard Western students are on themselves and how much they struggle to change themselves. One afternoon during walking meditation, I took Ajahn Chah outside, and he wandered among the dozens of students who were walking slowly up and down the grassy lawn. Ajahn Chah remarked to me that the meditation center was kind of like a hospital. As we passed by the students, he would smile and say to them with amusement, "I hope you get well soon." What does it mean to transform ourselves? How much can and should a human being change? When we look at the state of our own mind, these become urgent questions. Any comprehensive psychology must address them. Buddhist psychology offers radical change, but indifference between the gold and the natural personality and an unhealthy state that cover it up like the clay of the old Buddha. As we shall see in the chapters ahead, we can transform the unhealthy roots of suffering, but this must be done within the framework of our own personality and temperament, not by getting rid of them. Ajahn Jumaning, one of the teachers from southern Thailand, liked to exaggerate personality and temperament in order to transform them. For example, he spoke to Samachi, a builder and contractor who had come to the monastery to live for a few years as a monk. In Thai society, taking a monastic ordinance is considered a selfless act. But even a monk, Samachi was quite full of himself. He repeatedly boasted of his beautiful homes and business success. Hearing this, Ajahn Juman praised him too. Then he told Samachi that the monastery needed a large and elegant receiving hall for the hundreds of daily visitors. He wasn't sure if Samachi was up to the task. Samachi took the bait and went to work. Later, Ajahn Jaman explained that Samachi succeeded by collaborating with people at the temple. He would learn to be more respectful and less boastful. Or else Samachi would fail, and that would be a good lesson for him as well. In the end, after a year of hard work, the monastery had a new hall, and Samachi had learned to work in concert with others. The next year, Nak, a local boxer, and tough guy, arrived at the monastery. His mother had died, and he became a monk as a way to honor her memory. Ajahn Jaman knew Nak by reputation, and after observing him for a while, he asked Nak to be his bodyguard. In fact, Ajahn Jaman didn't need a bodyguard. He was a famous peacemaker who had worked for 15 years to end the world war against communist rebels in his province. It was his practice to deliberately walk into the conflict and speak to both the communist and the government sides openly and unguarded. trusting the Dharma. But the role of bodyguard gave Nak a way to transform his aggression into dignity. It also kept him close to Ajahn Jaman, where he could learn the compassion he needed to open his heart. Another new monk, Prasert, was a likable villager who also was an alcoholic. His harm and generous temperament quickly brought him many friends within the monastery. Sometimes, after his arrival, however, the story reached Ajahn Jaman that Prasart had been climbing over the monastery wall at night to drink with old friends on the outside. When confronted, Prasart confessed and vowed to change, but alcoholism needs more than vows. After Prasart was seen returning from another nighttime bout of drinking, Ajahn Jaman called a meeting. He asked for all of Prasart's good friends in and out of the monastery to come. He extolled Prasart's caring heart and acknowledged that many people loved him. Unfortunately, he went on, the traditional monastic rule would require him to expel Prasart if he got drunk again. Because you are all his friends, Ajahn Jaman went on, I must put him in your charge. And from that day, Prasart's friends kept him out of trouble. Ajahn Jaman recognized the basics, goodness, and temperament of each of the students. Then he focused on transforming the grasping of Samachi, the aversion of Nak, and the delusion of Prasart. Grasping, aversion, and delusion. We have met this trio before. These are the classic 3 roots of all unhealthy states. And they also create 3 unhealthy personality types, 3 styles of approaching the world. The first, like Samachi, is ruled by wanting. The second, like Nak, is ruled by rejecting. The third, like Prasart, is governed by confusion. With mindfulness, each of these unhealthy temperaments can be changed into healthy patterns. Then we can see that the personality is not permanent essence. Like the body, it is a temporary condition. It is not who we really are. Sometimes people read about Zen or hear Buddhist teachings about selflessness or non-attachment and mistakenly believe Buddhism is not interested in personality. New students can be afraid that meditation will cause them to end up without one. But our temperament is not to be understood. Our temperament is to be understood, not eliminated. Knowing our temperament can use this understanding to bring compassion to ourselves and others. We can work with our personality to transform the aspects that are unhealthy. And when we can recognize our true nature, that is beyond the limitation of any personality. This is the 12th principle of Buddhist psychology. The unhealthy patterns of our personality can be recognized and transformed into healthy expressions of our natural temperament. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Excuse me. If you guys are in a comfortable seated position or however you would like to be, whether that's laying down or walking around your space, that's also super valid. Let's begin by bringing our attention into our body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. You can notice your body seated, wherever you're seated, feeling the weight of your body on the chair or on the floor. If you're walking, your feet on the ground. Here, take a few deep breaths. As you take deep breaths, bring in more oxygen and living the body, and as you exhale, have a sense of relaxing more deeply. You can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensation of your feet touching the floor, the weight and the pressure, vibration, heat. You can notice your legs against the chair or the floor, pressure, pulsing, heaviness, lightness. You notice your back. Is it against a chair? Is it on the floor? Is it upright? Bring your attention into your stomach area. If your stomach is tense or tight, let it soften. Take a breath. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight? If you can allow them to soften, notice your arms. Feel any sensation in your arms. Let your shoulders be soft. Notice your neck and throat. Let them be soft, relaxed. Soften your jaw. Let your face and facial muscles be soft. Then notice your whole body present. All right, I'm going to leave you here. Remember that you can always come back to your breath when your mind wanders, and I will bring us back in a little while. Once again, notice your whole body sitting here. Tune into the space around you, the posture, the movement. Let yourself relax in these last moments. Maybe wish yourself well. May I be happy and at ease. May I be free from stress and anxiety. May I be peaceful. When you're ready, slowly open up your eyes and come back to the space. Does anybody want to share anything that came up hard? I know I'm no Jim, but you know, sitting together is better than not. So
I actually, I kind of prefer the being let in and then left alone.
mm-hmm.
One of the things, as much as I like when Jim does the reading, like I feel like I sit and listen to a reading, then I meditate. You know what I mean? So and like in the past, I've tried to do like should I be meditating while he's doing the reading, or should I be, you know what I mean? So I like the format of the like do the reading, reflect on the reading while you're sitting as well, because I feel like I was like reflecting on what you had just read. So I liked I like that layout.
All good.
Henley, you're awesome. I loved it.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
great.
it.
And I love the body scan. And interestingly enough, I did a different pose for meditation. I was in a heart opener pose on my bolster and yoga blocks with another bolster underneath my knees. And it was really interesting just to notice different things that came up like in this heart opening pose and energy moving. And yeah, I appreciated how you brought us back in also with the body scan, both in terms of like the internal environment and the external environment. And so I really appreciate that. And you did awesome. This was great.
That's good. I'm glad.
I know we've been reading the same book, or
Mhm.
okay. So for whatever reason, and it was your voice as well, but I connected with this reading really deeply.
Good.
So well selected. And I don't know, it's just really something about how you read it too, I think was like, I don't know. I don't mean to sound this like I followed it very well. Like you just thank you for doing that. And it's really, it felt like kind of like I read to my son right before I come to meditation. And it's, you know, I don't remember being read to as a child, to be honest, but like it's really lovely. And it kind of just like, I was like, yeah, I was totally connecting with that. So thank you for doing that and for leading us.
One of my favorite activities in the world is reading Maddie's daughter to sleep. So yeah, I've had years of practice.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I'm a good at reading to my son. I don't know, but someday I'll probably get some commentary.
I mean, if you want to read, we'll let you know.
One other note that from the reading that I was really fixated on was the point about how like the, you know, like the the characteristic or the trait that is more or less like your downfall actually becomes your strength and your benefit. I thought that like the idea of transmuting that is really cool because I think we tend to be like, oh, I'm an anxious person, oh, I'm a depressed person, oh, I'm resistant to change and what have you. So I found myself reflecting on that a lot during the sit of like how do you lean into what you're avoiding and use it to your benefit, if you will. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of daylight there too. I don't think it's as simple as like, oh, I'm avoiding this thing, I should stop avoiding it. Now I'm going to be great. You know, there's a lot to unpack in between, but I liked that concept.
It's like that transmutation is like a constant practice that has to happen, right? It's like there's no other end of it. It just is the realization and therefore the recognition of it. That
I like
is
the idea too of like, like we sort of accidentally abandon our personalities when we're under pressure or under duress. Like, and I certainly found myself doing that. It was immediately relatable, but I had also never heard it in language before. So it was very interesting. And also very, very true. And it reminds me of the reading that because I have only gotten to come one other time before, but there was a reading where Jim was talking about like doing a math problem. And it was like, you know, if you want to do the math problem, but you're just focusing on the math problem. But so often for so many of us, it's not like, I'm not just focusing on the math problem, I'm focusing on like what it means and am I doing it the right way? Or am I not doing the right, or did this person do it the right way? And I found myself doing that kind of thing. And that's when I'll start to abandon my personality or wish I were somehow different. So in like staying focused on just the actual topic, maybe I'm staying more connected to my own self. I don't know.
I find that even in my practice, right? Like if I'm worried about not meditating right, then then it messes it up. Like just sit here and be, it's fine. Just do it. You know? Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
There's the expectation around practice was a real downfall for me for a long time because I had some like very OCD and still have some OCD type tendencies, but it was like, you know, oh, like if my Zafu isn't on a mountaintop as the sun is rising and like a bunch of Buddhist monks are chanting in the distance, then I'm not meditating. Right. So it's like there was all these really dumb criteria for me to be able to sit. And as Henley just put it, like you just do the sit. Right. And then you just do it again the next day and you do it. And I think part of it is that you do it no matter what's going on.
Right. And you recognize that not every time is going to be life-changing.
Yes. Yeah.
And that the life-changing thing, gross, is that maybe it's it's a small thing that adds each time, right? It's just a small thing.
It reminds me of a Zen proverb. I brought this up before, but it's, you know, before enlightenment, you wash dishes and you rake leaves, and then after enlightenment, you wash dishes and you rake leaves.
Right.
It's the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you, Henley.
Thank you. And see you next week.
Are you doing all of the weeks, or do you need?
I am happy to give it up to whoever wants to do it. Not in a bad way. Like I'm more than happy to keep doing it. But whoever else wants to, pretty sure Chase will probably at some point.
Okay.
You want to lead as well, but I am happy to keep going. So
thank you. I'm just supporting the choices. I arrived too late. I feel like we need to start on time. So I just wanted to say thank you. And wonderful. Hi, Juan.
Hi, Juan. Thank you so much for leading us in, Vaughn.
All right. See y'all.
Bye, guys.
We-